update on the Skrow babies. We've got mums Polar and Sachi, and then babies Cosimo and Haim. So exciting news for them because we're hoping to release them next week. We're just struggling to have enough people right now, but we are getting the babies out in troops, and these ones have done long enough in with the foster mums and they've got a very close bond, so they'll be going out. You can see they're absolutely loving their grass. It's actually crazy to think of how traumatized Cosimo was when he came in. He was he just really needed so many cuddles. We couldn't put him down, you know, even for sleeping and so on with his teddy or with other monkeys. He just wouldn't calm down, but he's really doing so well now. He just needed his mum. Needed a mum to come along and give him a cuddle. And there's Finley with Buffy. And then Yons. They'll also be going out next week. Try to get her arms and everything, and that back, and her tummy.
You all remember little Terry, the little orphan that came in from Mozambique. Well, she's suspect to have some lice and things like that, so we're just giving her a little bit of a medicated shampoo to clean her all up. And just look how much better she looks there, all clean and fluffy and happy.
Okay, welcome to Yolanda Cam. Where we follow the adventures of the Yolanda. So you can see she's still not using the right wrist. As it's still a little stiff. The bone is still healing, so she doesn't. But it is strong, so she just doesn't have confidence in it. These babies love sweet potato. We've never had a group who loves sweet potato as much as this group does. What she's munching. Let's go around the others. So we've got Soka, who is also munching on some sweet potato. We've got Eamon. Yeah, you guessed it, eating sweet potato. And up top we've got Judy B. And yep, she is also munching sweet potato. And then we've got Dabney, the climber, who is not eating sweet potato.
Well, you can see how much more relaxed Claudette Murray is with Maggie May. She's not trying to get away from her all the time. She's really settled down and sitting very close. She's also been letting Maggie May groom her. Although when she does see her friends out into the troop, she does get a little bit worked up. One can understand that, but it is very important for us that she does have somebody looking out for her while she's running around outside with all the other monkeys. But you will see when she goes towards the fence, she does stare at everybody and stares at her friends, and I'm sure she can't wait to get out there.
Lottie in the back with Tumbles and Mrs. Gold and Edson enjoying their dinner.
So the little ones have settled in nicely, foraging with their foster moms, so it's a good sign. Everybody seems to be quite happy under these circumstances, and they're just loving the food that they're actually finding.
Lottie copying.
We have little Lottie copying tumbles and climbing up into the tree. It is quite amazing how attached they get to their moms and just want to follow them all over the place. Sometimes they aren't paying attention and mom wanders off, and then of course you've got them frantically trying to find mom or where she's gone to.
Lottie getting confident with Gandalf here. For the first time approaching a male and touching him.
Gandalf arrived in 2014 and his foster mom was Halo, who's passed away in time. It's very easy to notice he's got a very obvious center parting on his head.
Always needs his piggyback rides. She's definitely way braver than him.
You may remember Maya Lisa. She arrived in January 2021. She was about 8 weeks old. Her mother was unfortunately electrocuted, and then she was found and brought through to us. But you can just see how well she's actually settled down now, still fighting for a little bit of attention from the moms and getting it, and getting a good groom and check all over to make sure she hasn't got any ticks or fleas or unpleasantries anywhere around. So she's going to be like a big sister to these two, and so she'll also be there helping the mom look after them and make sure everybody's doing okay. And of course, being a little girl, she's also going to want to try and carry them around, which they try and do and don't always manage. But at least she's there to help protect them and look after them with their new mom.
We've got Maggie May grooming Claudette. So it's very nice to see that slowly they are bonding and they are making progress and improvement in their relationship. So it's nice that Claudette will actually have her own mum and not have Edson as a mum.
As Jamie says, it's so nice to see these two building a bond and getting on with each other now, and it'll give her a far better chance once she goes out into the enclosure.
Day 4 at Goliath. It's now Sunday. This is Sunday morning. Just after 7. I've just made the milks. So we've no early shifts anymore. They're just getting the standard times. And as you can see, still very close to Mrs. Gold. But when she stops, they immediately jump into the trees and start playing. I've lost sight of them. But yeah, very much still with Mrs. Gold. Drinking really well. Numbers were very high yesterday. This is Edson, and this is Lottie. So really starting to enjoy themselves. So this is the last day we're actually watching, and then they're just down to checks tomorrow. Job well done from Mrs. Gold and the team. It's another 2 baby in a trip, so we're now at 10. So we're about a third of the way through. And tomorrow we switch to Skrow trip to release the 4 babies there. So hopefully we get up to 14, and that's almost halfway. I say we just had a new baby arriving, which makes it 32 for the season now. So I've just come down to the feeding cage, or the intro cage, where they were. And in the background you can see Claudette there just above the feeding cage. With Maggie May. So she does she's settled really well with Maggie, and she's very comfortable, but when she sees the babies just outside, she wants to go out and join them. But she can't do that just quite yet, but it won't be too long. So this seems to be the little group. Got Maggie May, the 2 babies, and then there's Digit in the centre now, and then we've got Tumbles at the back here. Off they go.
Today we're moving Nip and Mrs. Potts. They've been in sick bay whilst their intro cage has been renovated, and now we're going to move them to their new home. Still on global, but new home.
Chip and Mrs. Potts both came in last year in about October through the Johannesburg Wildlife Vets. I think it's Chip. He's got slight brain damage. He's also got stunted growth and wasn't growing very, very well. So he had to have certain special care, so that he was brought through to us, and had the other monkey that had a very bad injury on her leg that was basically with her, and we've been trying to integrate them here, but with them being older monkeys, it takes a little bit of a longer time. So we just had to see what we could do and when we can do it. At the moment, we just have them in intro cages, getting used to all of the other monkeys, and seeing how they can sort of fit in and where they can fit in.
Got a little bandit friend watching us.
Styles, I think.
A little juvenile snouted cobra here a second ago.
Lovely. Then you've got all of Global.
Here's Global watching.
Then you've got Dumbo, who's standing up. Then you've got Kofi, just here. Megan. Martini.
At least this airlock's nice and wide.
How's the door open?
I'm just gonna take the wire off, and then if you grab a stick. We're always professional. Right?
Yes. Oh, they're so excited. Look at them. That's Chip.
Okay.
Aww.
Test your stick skills.
To be fair, I picked the wrong stick and the one to gather it. Creates tools.
Sometimes you have to create the stick that you need.
Oh, there we go. Oh. Go on.
Freedom!
So Chip and Mrs. Potts are having a good explore on the edges, doing some foraging, looking for insects, little buds of grass. A lot of attention from the troop, but no aggression so far. All very calm. This is Mrs. Potts, and they just moved into this cage. Chip, you can just see him in the background there, a little more nervous, but they've settled super well. Let me just zoom out a bit. They've settled super well into their new cage here, and they seem to be loving the slightly taller intro cage. You can tell us the story.
I work for a volunteer organisation, or not work for them.
Okay.
I'm a volunteer at Friends of Free Wildlife.
Yeah.
We do basically all wildlife rehab in Joburg and in the
Okay.
Hi, hello.
So what happened to this little one?
Basically, we got the call. When was it? I think it's Monday. It was Monday or no?
Yeah.
So I picked it up Monday evening from the people. They allege it just rocked up there on the Sunday while they were not in the house.
Okay.
Come in.
I'll let you go in. I'll just here. Watch your flip flops there.
What do we have here? Hi. Yes. Hi, sweet.
So, big thanks to Willem, who just drove all the way up from Johannesburg to drop this little girl off.
she's up there.
And she, oh, there she is. So Willem said the story basically is that she was handed over by a family who said that she just turned up at their doorstep, but we're not sure that's true because it's in a residential urban area where there are no wild monkeys. So it's likely she's been kept as a pet, and that's why she's also very familiar with people. She's not stressed at all.
Very playful.
Very playful, yeah. So she's about 4 months old. Yeah, so she'll be in here for a short while, but we'll get her in Disneyland as quickly as possible.
Well, just have a look at the difference in this little one. If any of you remember little Judy B, when she first came in, she was very terrified. She basically, when people tried to rescue her, jumped into a dam to try and get away. When we got her here, she was covered in ticks from head to toe, all inside her eyes and everything like this. We were really worried. It took us a long time to get everything cleaned off her. But just look at her now, a little content face, very happy to be groomed, very relaxed at the moment, and just enjoying this rehab life as it goes. Full little stomach, and I think she's in monkey heaven here. But of course, the lessons are going to have to start soon. She's got to learn to start drinking on her own, drinking from the feeding cage, because it's very, very important that we get this little one back out to her mom as soon as possible. That's the whole goal. We can't get her too humanized too quickly, although when you look at her at the moment, she's just thinking, this is the best thing. I am not going anywhere. Well, this is little Judy B in the feeding cage, but of course she's come through around the back, because as you can see the cage is open at the back at the moment. So this is just to get them used to the position of where the bottle is and how to find it. And the training will commence a little bit later on. Sky's been doing some tremendous work here with this little one, and trying to teach her to go in and out the holes, which we'll have a look at a little bit later on. But for the meantime, this is just getting her used to it, and she really enjoys the milk. So that's the main part in the beginning, that they enjoy what they're drinking, makes them look forward to it. The food bowl inside there also encourages them to sit and eat inside this cage, so that they don't think it's strange or that there's anything wrong with it.
Mm. No, that's mine. Hey, that's my bed, you. Go and get your milk.
Well, naturally, Judy B found the pen far more interesting than the little hole to climb through, and thought she could practice with that rather than doing anything else. So Sky's just trying the milk bottle the other way round, just getting her used to the milk bottle again. And of course she does love her milk, so hopefully this will encourage her at some point to climb through the little hole and go find it on the other side of the cage. Well done, Sky, there with a lot of patience. He managed to get her to climb through the little hole and get the milk bottle. But of course, now the trick is getting her to come back out through the hole and get back out of the feeding cage. So, sort of a double thing we have to try to do. The one thing is trying to get them in, and then the other thing is to make sure that they can actually climb back out of the hole. So, yeah, we can at least watching this nice process, a very nice like capturing of these moments of this little one going into the cage and finding the milk bottle. Now we all just got to see how long it takes for her to find the exit and climb back out of the little hole. It certainly takes a lot of patience and a lot of time to get them to do what you need them to do. And this has to happen to every single little orphan that comes through here. Basically goes through the same procedure of learning how to drink, get in and out of this little feeding cage, which is vital to their survival. Without being able to do this, they can't be released and cannot go out into the main enclosure with the other monkeys. Otherwise they'll starve to death without getting any milk. So it is essential that they learn this properly and are very, very confident in what they do, just to make sure that they can survive nicely outside. You can also see Judy B still suffering from that little broken ankle that she had. It is coming on, still needs to build up a little bit of strength. So at least she is putting a little bit of weight on the foot, but you can see she still lifts it up and has a little bit of a limp with her back leg there. Well, there we go. That did the trick.
Today's another release day, so we got Skrow babies going out, we got Finley and Jons, and Cosimo and Haim going out into Skrow troop. So very excited for them. They've been in here quite a long time with Buffy and Kate in with Finley and Jons here. See, that's Jons in front, and then Finley is somewhere behind. And there's Buffy. So just the last preparations are being made by integration staff Jamie, and then we're ready to go. You can also see Cosimo is ready to go. They have purple on them. It's just the dye that we use. Just helps any volunteers we've got that don't recognise them by face to be able to tell us if they've gone in the feeding cage, so perfectly safe for them. And of course the mums have also got covered in purple as they give them hugs. Sashi, Cosimo, and then Mum Polar behind. And then there's Haim. Got some troop members waiting. Got Janet there on the left. And then we've got Apache. And looks like Diane on the right. And then we got Lou here in front. There's also Vera. I know lots of you know and love Vera. And there we've got Mika, who you probably remember, those of you who've been watching with us for a long time, who was integrated into Skrow. Took a very long time during the lockdown, but she made it to the troop, so we're very thankful that she got out and has a new family after being kept as a pet. And there's Boo.
Boo was born in 2011 to Smudge. There's no black tip on her tail, so it's a little bit easier to recognise.
Hi Jamie, so you're getting ready for the big release at Skrow. What's still got to be done for the release?
We have to attach the bottle holders, so the bottles have to go into these, stick in there, and so we have to put them on here still. We used to use different ones, which were more easily made, but also not as pretty and don't last that long. So this year the previous integration staff invented these, and this year we're getting these in all the cages, so hopefully they will last for a couple of years.
Excellent, let's hope so. See, you got Riley sat next to you there.
Yeah, he's fine.
And the babies I see are all marked, ready for identification purposes. And what else needed doing to this troop last week?
And also I saw now that these have small rings, which you have to take off because they are used to the big rings in the feeding cages. So they may get confused by the small ones. We had this happening with you.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's important that we make sure everything's kind of uniform to what they're used to, especially if they're panicking when they're out, and then we want to make sure that we make everything as easy as possible for the little guys.
I do think they will not really get to drink the first day because the troop will be
hugging
all over them.
Too many hugs. Sure, well, let's see how it goes. Thanks very much and see you later. Haim and Cosimo having their last drink before going out. We're about 2 o'clock in the afternoon here and we're ready for the release. Okay, so we've got the integration team just getting ready for the releases, just familiarising themselves with where the electric fence is due to be turned off in any emergency, so we make sure we do the health and safety checks first. And then I see that we've got Finley and Jons also having a drink in their feeding cage, so everybody's fed, which is fantastic.
Jons and Finley having their morning drink. Kate being like, get away from my babies. So today is their big day, they're going to release into the troop. It's going to be very exciting because Skrow, they're so excited about these babies, you'll love them very much. Good, I want them to drink a lot.
You can see how concerned the moms get with Jamie with her being so close to the little ones.
Because probably they're not going to drink much during the day because these females are so protective. I'm not going to let them away from them.
So the moms, you can see here, pulling faces and everything like this, telling Jamie to get away and leave the little ones alone. So they are a little bit concerned.
Okay.
And that's why they don't like them coming too close. We have to be careful when we are feeding like this that we don't interfere too much, because it can also cause the moms not to let the little ones come into the cage when they're outside.
That's not super great. I've definitely seen them chug more, but it's fine. They drink. They'll keep going for it probably. There's Jons.
These little ones don't seem to be as concerned as what their moms are.
Using the holds expertly. Now Cosimo and Kaim are already screaming for their milk. Yes, yes, yes. Relax. Oh my gosh. I'm so hungry. I think they would not get fed. Definitely more impressive chuggers on this side. Cosimo on the left and Chaim on the right.
You probably saw the other two getting milk and thought they weren't going to get any and got kind of desperate. So you can just see how these two are actually chugging this milk down as fast as they can. So at least they're getting well prepared for going out into the main enclosure.
I'm probably gonna go out quite fast, quite eager to leave.
Okay, we've got Sashi and Haim and Pola and Cosimo. Can't wait to get out. Look at that. There's their release.
Yeah, no, I'm not letting them out yet. Mine are ready. Can I open? Yeah. Take your baby.
And there's the other two just gone out, so Kate, Finley, Jons and Buffy all out in the group.
Got Finley here being hugged by Buffy and Janet. He just got a little bite from Doggy, one of the juveniles. Not exactly sure why, but he's fine. He's just a bit upset now. He found Mum again, so he's with Buffy, and Jons is walking around. Kate finally got a baby back. She's been walking around without one for a while. She's here with Eileen and Savannah, and they are telling Louise off. Don't want her to join the circle. Now giving Mama a big room. So I think she has Jons, Sachi and Chaim. Got Lou hugging Chaim, trying to pick him up, but he wants to be with Mummy Sachi. Jons and Babakul. Buffy trying to get to her baby, which is too respectful of the alphas. Finley and Buffy in the background. Finley coming for another drink. So on the first day it's normal that they're too nervous to get far away from the mums, to maybe come in the feeding cages. Or that the mums are quite protective of them and don't let them So we do often resort to like hand feeding them from the fence. And then when they get more settled in, they go in the feeding cage. And I need to stop this video so I can feed the other one as well.
So here's Buffy. It's a lucky day for Skrow. They absolutely love babies, and they haven't had any for a few years either. It's Riley. They all went out exactly the same time, just everybody out into the troop. There's Colton right in front, and behind is Sashi with Haim. Can't quite see who the other monkey is. I think it's Boo. Haim is sandwiched in between the hugs. This is great. There's Hayley, also come to join. Lan's joining behind. There's Riley and Susie Q. Susie Q on the left. Cosimo and Pola. Looks like Sachi and Haim as well on the right.
I'd just like to say a very big thank you for everybody for watching. Thank you for getting other people to watch as well, for sharing, checking through all of the adverts that come up now and again. This certainly helps the monkeys and it helps the foundation to grow. Please think of becoming members if you'd like to see slightly longer videos. There's not much difference. These are just a little bit more concise, and the members have got the uncut version. So basically the same content, just depends if you like to see a lot more of the monkeys. So please think of subscribing, but always share, get friends to participate. We really need to try and get a lot more members and to spread the word on social media. But other than that, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next week.